I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story about what happened to me on Hicks Road. If you've grown up in San Jose, you're familiar with Hicks Road and the legendary tales. Now, I can't repeat the things about the albinos because it's just too stupid to be believed. Whatever is chasing people is not human. Years ago, I drove out there looking for adventure. On the drive, I became overwhelmed with the feeling like something heavy was sitting on me. It became unbearable and I became anxious, so I had to turn around. This was at least a decade ago. On August 14th, 2020, my friend decided she was going to live stream from Hicks Road. Now, she's the kind of person who throws caution to the wind. Had anyone tried to talk her out of it, they'd be wasting their time. I watched the live stream, which was actually pretty cool. She was showing the scenery and talking about how she felt being there. And then the quality of the live stream failed. She was speaking, but I couldn't hear her. As she was showing like the backdrop of the woods, something in the background caught my attention. It was dark and kind of blotchy. As I put my phone closer to my face to see better, the live stream ended. I texted her, then called her and got no answer. A few hours later, I went to her apartment and she hadn't returned. She was supposed to meet with her family for dinner, but obviously she hadn't shown up. I knew that I was going to have to drive up to Hicks Road to find her. It was about 6:30 p.m. when I left my house. It wasn't dark yet, but I knew it wasn't going to be light for very long. Hicks Road, if you haven't been there, is very woody. Even though it's close to the city, when you're out there, it feels secluded and very far away. During the daylight hours, it's beautiful. With windows down, you can smell redwoods and pine trees. The light of the sun peeked through the tops of the trees. It was windy. It looked magical and I felt like a beautiful wood nymph. The air was refreshing. Now, I'm a literal tree hugger. So this is the type of environment I love. Yet, quickly I felt unsettled. As I drove further, I spotted my friend's car, but she was nowhere to be found. I called out her name, and the only sound I heard was my voice echoing and the birds that were scared out of a bush. As I looked further down the path, I thought I spotted her. I called out to her, but she didn't seem to hear me, so I followed, calling her. She was too far away ahead. I decided to try her cell phone. I could actually hear it ringing, then silence. I lost sight of her behind the trees, and now I hear coyotes in the distance. Not cool. Just then, I heard the sound of twigs snapping. I heard something breathing heavily. I couldn't tell what it was. A chill ran up my spine as I realized I didn't have anything to protect myself. At this moment, the only sound was the pounding of my heart. Why wasn't she answering me? I'm starting to get mad. Was she leading me further into the woods on purpose? Now, I watch horror films. I know how these things end. So I decided I was done and I was going back to my car. Why does every path in the woods look the same? And where the hell is my car? It's dark now and I'm using the light from my phone. Every step I take seems to break a twig, and it's loud. I'm trying to be quiet so that I'm not eaten by bears or whatever the hell is out there. I almost walk into a huge spider web. Avoiding the spider web, I hit a stump and dropped my damn phone. When I bent over to pick it up, I see something in the bushes. It's a big, hairy man, and he's wearing my friend's dress. We lock eyes. His eyes look like cat eyes. He opens his mouth and roars. I turn to run, and suddenly I see that I'm surrounded by these things. They look like people, but they're obviously not. They're fish belly white. They look damp, and they have long, narrow chins. There's nowhere to run. Just then the alarm clock goes off on my phone. I'm a rhinestone cowboy. Blast very loud. Not only does it startle the hell out of me, it scares them and they disappear. I start running. I don't know where I'm running to, but I'm running. I spot something white between the trees in the distance. It's my car. Whew, I'm sprinting now. I jump in and floor it. I'm hitting anything that gets in my way. I'm driving over rocks. I'm hitting curbs. I'm hitting branches. And then I spot one of those things. Boom! I hit him and run him over. I spot my friend on the side of the road, slam on my brakes, let her in. And as we're driving down the road, she's looking at me. She's got those cat eyes. She starts to open her mouth. I roll down the window. I start kicking her in the head. Yes, while I'm driving, I slow down and kick her out of the car. I put it in reverse. Boom! Clunk, clunk. Run her over. Horrified, I look back. What if there was some way she could have been saved? So I'm crying now, saddened by what I've just done. But I run her over one more time just to be sure, and I'm out of there. I look back into my disbelief and horror. Her body has turned into dozens of those little baby monster things. They're all screaming and howling like coyotes. So there's a lesson in what I'm telling you. Stay the hell off Hicks Road. There is definitely something out there.